What's happening, y'all? Listen, I wanted to jump on here real quick and discuss narcissistic splitting. But before we get into the content, I want to give you guys an opportunity, if you're new here, to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so y'all can keep up with the channel, man. To all of my day ones, I absolutely love you guys, man. Salute to the family. And to all of my newcomers, man, I absolutely appreciate each and every last one of you guys for following the channel and already providing so much encouragement to me in this journey. I absolutely appreciate you guys just for sharing the experience with me and just being a part of this journey and part of, my YouTube channel and my healing journey from narcissistic abuse and all of that kind of stuff. So I absolutely appreciate you guys just for continuing to rock with the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the video. But basically this video, I wanted to do this video because it's a lot of information out there from the clinical standpoint talking about splitting. And it's also a lot of information out there from a lot of self-aware narcissists and borderlines, and they're talking about when they split on somebody. So first, I want to make sure you guys understand what splitting is for you guys that are new to narcissistic abuse. So basically what it is when you get involved with a narcissistic individual, they're going to put you on a pedestal if they feel like you are deemed worthy to be on that pedestal. They're going to treat you like a king, queen, or whatever it is that, they feel like you are. And then once they feel like they have you where they want you, or once something goes wrong in your relationship, usually it's something happened. You know what I'm saying? You, like in my situation, something happened. And it's usually something happened that causes that light switch to just kind of flicker off or like just go completely off on you. So one minute they could like literally be in love with you, treating you like the best thing smoking. And then the next minute, like literally just like that, they could treat you like they literally hate you. You know what I'm saying? And the split happened so fast that empaths, we don't understand like what the hell just happened. So like I said, I wanted to do this video and just kind of give from the empath's perspective, like what we see when we get split on and how we kind of feel about when we get split on, and not only just how we feel about it, but like what's going through our mind when we are getting split on. So the first thing I want to say is, when I was a child, like back in the 80s, you used to hear a lot about multiple personality disorder. And it used to be a lot of information going around about, people having multiple personality disorder and, people having different personalities. Like one minute they are one way and then another minute they are another way. And then I think as time continued to progress and all of, these different terminologies started coming about narcissism and all of these different disorders and stuff. I think everything kind of got lumped under antisocial personality disorder. And it seems like when everything kind of got lumped under antisocial personality disorder, things kind of got watered down. So a lot of the things that were discussed a lot more in depth back in like the 80s and stuff like that are kind of getting just thrown into this one little category. So the first thing I wanted to say about splitting is, and some of you guys may not like this, and it was hard for me to kind of accept, but you'll hear a lot of information out there where it's saying that the narcissist never loved you, the narcissist never, cared about you, and the narcissist, and I absolutely believe that that's true in a sense of the narcissist has no stability. And because they have no stability, like you need stability to have real love for somebody. You need stability. You need to be able to love somebody when they're, when you feel good about them, and love somebody when you feel not so good about them. You need to have some type of constant stability to actually have love for someone. And because the narcissist lacks object constancy, like they could love you this minute and they could love playing with this toy this minute, but then as soon as, like a little kid, they drop that toy, and as soon as the new toy comes in the picture, now they want to go run off and play with the new toy. So in the sense of them actually being able to love at a capacity that we understand love, I don't think that they ever loved you. No. However, to the capacity that they understand love, I think that when they are idealizing you, they actually feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason that I'm saying that is because a lot of people get hung up on the fact that, like, oh my God, I felt like this, everything was so fake, everything was so, and I don't think that, yeah, from the standpoint that we're looking at it, I feel like, yeah, everything seemed extremely fake because the outcome didn't happen the way that that we thought it should have, or whatever the case may be. But I believe in their mind in that moment when they're idealizing you, that's their idea of what love is. And because that's what their idea of love is, they are actually putting in all of this effort to make you happy and keep you happy and all of this kind of stuff. So that's why most of us love the love bomb. Most of us love and enjoyed the love bomb, because it was like all of this attention being focused, laser centered on trying to make us happy, trying to, groom us into a position. And like I said, a lot of terminology gets thrown around, but I feel like, and this isn't to make any excuses for the narcissists at all. Like, they are, terrible human beings for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, terrible, like fucked up people. You know what I'm saying? But this is just kind of to give you guys some insight as to, like, again, multiple personality disorder. I honestly feel like there are people out there who, in their mind, in that moment, they really feel like they love you. They really feel like they want to be with you. They really feel like, you are their world. And then somewhere down the line, a split happens because you either didn't live up to whatever it is that they were expecting you to be, or, like in my case, something happened. Like, there was a triggering moment, you know what I'm saying? So in my case, she got pregnant, you know what I'm saying? So it's like once an outside stressor that, even if, see, what's crazy about it is it could be something that they brought on themselves. It could be something that but as soon as something changes in their life and something like adds a level of stress to their life that they really don't want to deal with, whoever is associated with that stress, they'll split on it. You know what I'm saying? So, and how I've heard it explained is, not only will they split on you, they will split on you for slights that you actually say to them, like if you're actually criticizing them, or they'll split on you for perceived slights. So even if they think that you're about to say something, or if they think that you are going against them in any way, they take it as a sign of betrayal, and then they just instantly split on you. And when the split happens, from the empath's perspective, we don't know what's going on, because, like I said, it could come from a perceived slight. So it could literally be just something in their mind that makes them, well, I don't want to fuck with you no more. I don't like you no more, so I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they get like that, it's really no coming back. It's nothing that you can say. It's nothing that, in most cases, it's nothing that you actually did that made them split on you. It's just like literally in their head. So in my situation, she got pregnant, and instantly, like the day after she told me that she was pregnant, she took me to dinner, and she, you know what I'm saying, like made it out to be this big surprise and all of that kind of stuff. And once we got to dinner, she told me that she was pregnant, and instantly the split just happened. You know what I'm saying? So that night was cool. The next day, she was a whole different person. The next day, my mother was all types of bitches, and my mother was, you know what I'm saying? It was like she was a new person. Like, this person was so disrespectful, like literally the next day. And nothing had happened from the time that we went to dinner, except for I came home and I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, and all of a sudden my mother was all types of bitches and hoes and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, where did that come from? Like, where, you know what I'm saying? And it was like this level of disrespect that I was getting, not only just directed to me, but just like just in my direction. Anybody that was even associated with me, it was like she was trying to do everything to tear me down, tear the people around me down, make it seem like, I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all for shit. I don't need y'all for nothing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So it was like instantly, you know what I'm saying? When that split happened, it went from a situation of a person that you are normally nice and easygoing and cordial with, and this person is like usually mild-mannered and cool, especially like the covert narcissists, because a lot of them are quiet. So if you got a narcissist that's quiet and they don't normally say a lot anyway, but then all of a sudden their whole personality just switches, and when they switch, they become more loud, more boisterous, more aggressive. And when you start to see that side, it's like, wait a minute, this is not even the same person that you know what I'm saying? Like this is literally not even the same person that I was just talking to a few hours ago. And so another reason that I wanted to do this video, and I hope this video don't get too long because it could go in a lot of different directions when you talk about splitting, but another reason that I wanted to do the video based, like talking about splitting, is because a lot of people that have not been through narcissistic abuse, or a lot of people that just don't understand what the victim has gone through, I've heard things like this. I've heard things like, oh, well, you should have vetted that person better. You should have vetted that person properly, and all of that kind of stuff. But number one, if you have not been through, if you have been through your own personal traumas in life and your own personal set of, bad experiences, you are going to have a way of looking at the world that makes you kind of susceptible to dealing with toxic people. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize, number one. And then number two, you could literally properly vet somebody, and you could actually, you could literally vet somebody and think that you're spending quality time with this person and getting to know this person and all of that kind of stuff. But it doesn't account for when a person has a personality disorder that literally just switches. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the world is telling you, well, oh, you should have, just picked a better partner, or, oh, you should have, and yeah, rightfully so. Now, having the knowledge and having the experience and having the, all of the different videos out there from different people, now, the information is kind of out there. But before you had the knowledge, or before you actually went through this yourself, or experienced it for yourself, or somebody close to you experienced it, you won't know, what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that this person is being manipulative. You don't know that this person is being sneaky and lying and all of that kind of stuff. It's just kind of like one of those things that you have to experience it. So I just wanted to drop this video real quick because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people they kind of victim blame. You know what I'm saying? They shame the victim, and they blame the victim, and basically tell them, well, you should have knew better. This person, you can't tell me that this person didn't show you any red flags before, or you can't tell me that this person didn't give you signs that they were this way. And in a lot of instances, like in my instance, I can now look back because I have the knowledge and see red flags that I should have caught. But even those red flags are so subtle that you would not think that this person would end up being a person that she actually is. You see what I'm saying? So even if I had caught those red flags, it still didn't really give me the insight to how bad this person actually responds to things, and how bad this person doesn't communicate. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, you can go from a person that communicates well with you, that's always on time, that's punctual every single day, that is emotionally supportive, that is always a listening ear and all of that kind of stuff, to literally just in a matter of minutes, a matter of seconds, a matter of just anything happening. You know what I'm saying? Like that, the craziest thing is, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't even matter if you did something specifically to hurt these people or not. You could, it could be something that you don't even know that you did. You know what I'm saying? So from the empath's perspective, like from our perspective, we're looking at a person where this person was not this way for the first 6 months of this relationship, for the first year of this relationship. And in my situation, this person was not like this for the first several years that I knew them. And I've heard plenty of other stories where people have been married for 20 and 30 and 40 years to a narcissist, and it took them that long to actually figure out who this person was. Because number one, they're really good. Some of these people are extremely good at hiding who they actually are. But then on top of them hiding who they are, I feel like the reason that they are actually good at what they do is because in their mind, in that moment, they actually believe that they love you. They in their mind, in that moment, that love bombing and idealization phase, it's like they literally believe that you are the best thing smoking at that time. Now, yeah, they still might be doing their thing because they have no object constant, like they have no object constancy. But in that moment, when they're telling you that I believe that they actually trick themselves into believing that that's how they really feel. And because of that, they put off, and you are feeling this emotion that you think that this is real, and you are accepting all of this love and the love bomb and all of that kind of stuff because you actually think that this is real. You actually think that this person means what they say. But the fact of the matter is, like, even the Bible talks about being double-minded, when a person is just all over the place. Like, these people are literally, they have no stability. So because they have no stability and they have no object constancy, it's like they can be like that with you and be all in love with you 1 minute, and then be all in love with somebody else and be in that situation in the next minute, and then go off and be with somebody else and be into that situation in that minute. You know what I'm saying? And all they really have to do is make sure things aren't crossing over. You know what I'm saying? So in their mind, it works for them. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I just wanted to do this video real quick and just kind of give you the perspective of going back to the 80s when multiple personality disorder used to be out there a little bit more. So when multiple personality was out there, I feel like it kind of talk more about how people, like the split, you know what I'm saying? Like how people could be one way in one set of circumstances, and then all of a sudden they could just split and be a whole different person. And I think that's kind of gotten lost in the sauce of, you know, narcissism and borderline and histrionic and this and that and all of these different terminologies that have gotten thrown around. I honestly feel like in the moments that they feel like they love you, they really feel like they love you. But then on the flip side, when they feel like they hate you, that's why do you think that they can hate you when you haven't done anything to them? You know what I'm saying? They can go out of their way to find things to hate you about. Like in my situation, she continued to try to push and push and push and provoke me, but I started getting the knowledge kind of early in my situation. So because I started getting the knowledge, it was a lot of things that I just wouldn't react to because I felt like, not necessarily that I'm better than, like I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? But it was certain things that I just felt like I was a little more mature than to just be arguing about petty stuff. So when she tried to come at me with like petty arguments and things like that, I would always kind of just like, yeah, whatever, and just brush it off and keep it moving in life. You know what I'm saying? So when she couldn't trigger me in those ways, it was like, you know, she had to figure out other ways to try to like take little digs at me and take little stabs at me, you know, behind the scenes, and push and provoke me behind the scenes to try to get me to react in a certain type of way. But because I would never really react in the way that she wanted me to, you know what I'm saying? That split happened. And once that split happened, it was literally like, I hadn't done anything to her to warrant the behavior that she was feeding me. But in her mind, she had literally made it up in her mind that I was enemy number one. And I was, you know, the target of whatever hate or whatever she wanted to put out, whatever bad energy she wanted to put out in the world, she was going to target that at me. You know what I'm saying? And like literally the night before, I was the ideal person, I guess, you know what I'm saying? So literally the night before, it was like, I love you so much. And you know what I'm saying? I'm so happy to be, you know, I'm so happy to be having a baby with you and all of that kind of stuff. Like it was a totally different person. And then the next, like I said, the next day, it was like she went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I picked up the phone, and it was like my mother was all types of bitches, and you know, it was just all of this disrespectful. Like, where is that coming from? Like, listen, we got a baby on the way now. We just found out last night. Like, what are you talking about? But it was, you know, just in her mind, she made us enemy number one, and it literally, when the split happened, it stayed like that until she started trying to hoover. Once she started trying to hoover, then it was kind of like my birthday would come around and she would try to give me a birthday gift or something like that. But in my mind, I'm still like, nah, this person is still the same person that they split into, because it seems like once they split on you, there's no real going back to the initial stage. Like once they, you know, once they have that in their mind, that once that split actually happens, it seems like they can go from loving you to hating you, but they can't really go back from hating you back to loving you fully. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense. I feel like if you allow them to come back, they'll come back for a moment and, you know, play around with you. But I feel like once that light switch goes off in their head and it's gone for you, then I feel like it's literally gone for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they may keep you hanging on because they need supply and they need attention, they need energy and all of that kind of stuff. But you're no longer the ideal. You're no longer the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer the person that they are seeking out. They are seeking something better than you, but just in that moment, they can't find it. You know what I'm saying? Or in that moment, they're not getting enough supply, so that they are just going to continue to use you for whatever it is that you're going to provide, whether it's sex, place to stay, money, whatever the case may be. So, like I said, I just wanted to give this from an empath's perspective on kind of what we see when the split happens, and then just give you guys a little bit of insight as to why the love bomb seemed real when it did happen, because I feel like in their minds, they are telling themselves that, yes, I love this person, I really want to be with this person, and they laying it on real thick, you know what I'm saying? Because in their mind, they actually believe it. Now, when they hate you, I feel like they actually make up real reasons in their mind to hate you. And that's why they can do the nasty, trifling, you know, all of this nasty, trifling stuff to you after the discard, and just not have no empathy for you and not have no feelings for you, because in their mind, you the problem. And because you're the problem, you know, they don't have no qualms about how they hurt you or what it is that they do to you. And all of this shit could literally be made up in their head. And that's the dangerous part about dealing with a person that just has a personality disorder anyways, because some things that they do is based on reality because, you know, because of the circumstances, but a lot of things that they do are just insane. You know what I'm saying? You will not know. It's like some certain things are done with no rhyme, no reason, but they will somehow in their mind make up a rhyme or reason to do whatever it is that they do, and try, and not only do it, but try to make it fit into a real life narrative that works, but it don't work for nobody but them. And it really actually don't work for them. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, these people go on to situations and end up in worse situations later on down the line. So, like I said, I just wanted to drop this video real quick. I absolutely love you guys. I'll be back soon. Hopefully, like I said, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the like button, hit the share button. We'll talk to you guys in a minute, man. Love y'all.